All right, welcome back to the Week 4 Fantasy Prediction Show. I think the other day when I was doing this, I was saying the recap was Week 3. Whatever. I think I messed it up. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is a big day. I haven't even reviewed this, and it's amazing because of my winning percentage of picking games, and definitely not sponsored by this company. But just for starters, hey, if you don't Zen, you don't win. For adults only. But not sponsored by them. So when I'm looking at this, I have Josh Allen. He's a world beater. He's playing Patrick Mahomes, and he's not good. He sucks. I know. I have him in another league, and he scores terrible amounts of points. And Josh Allen could go for 50 any week. Patrick Mahomes could never go for 50. His receiving staff sucks. Excuse me. So having said that, it is. I'm 3-0. There's only two. Golly, man. There's only three 3-0 teams. It's myself. It's packed full of love. And you ready for this? For the first time this season. And nobody even told me. So it's kind of a dick move on you guys' part. But his name is Jack Besh. And he's not even on your team anymore, by the way. So here we go. Mixed into Kittle Macho versus Master Bates. As previously stated, I'm 3-0. It's not that big a deal. Master Bates, you're 1-2. Okay. So, who's going to win this week? ESPN has me projected 127 to 123. I feel like that assessment on that front is correct. I will remain 4-0 this week. No shocker there. I probably win this thing. And, well, hold up. Your lineup, actually, when you look at it, without like Travion Henderson, the rest of your lineup actually looks pretty solid. But, I just have an all-world team, a world-beating team. I got Cooper Kupp in there. He's been off. He's supposed to go for 40 this week. No shocker there, Liam. So, what am I telling you? I'm telling you that, I probably win this one by 15. I remain unbeaten. I know everybody's like striving to be me, and in this case, son of a besh, and Beachbeck, or whatever I thought his name was previous, and then Pack Full of Love. That's just what it is. I go 4-0. Bundle Ruski versus Jaden Savis. This is a 1-2 battle versus 0-3. A lot of winners on this front. Bundle Ruski, you're projected to win 132 to 124. Looking at your running backs, hold up. I'm starting with Bundle Ruski, but then when I try to compare them to Jaden Savis, based on last week, Kenneth Walker is okay, but David Montgomery last week, pretty unbelievable, really. It's almost like if he was on another team, he would excel. So, so there's that. Just real quick looking at the roster, real quick glances. I'm going to be honest here this week. Jaden Savis, you get your first win. No offense, Bundle of Ruski do. You have some big name players, i.e. Tyreek Hill. Not good at fantasy last year, and this year he's struggling. Is it actually Tyreek Hill? I don't know. Somebody's got to throw him the ball. I think he's probably still fast, but, then Quentin Johnston, I know he had high potential, but now he's not even the number one guy anymore. So, having said that, Jaden Savis, you get your first win. You guys mark that down. I'll probably go 2 for 2 on that one. Pack Full of Love. Ooh, we have another undefeated. Okay, we got 2 now undefeateds. Myself, Pack Full of Love, you're the other, versus Skynet. So, as previously stated on a text, and ESPN projects Pack Full of Love 129 to 120, so they are also siding with the undefeated on this time. I don't know if they got the malware thing fixed. I don't know if you've subscribed to what is that, Norton Antivirus. I don't know if Skynet, I don't know if that's the company you brought in or whatever you're doing. You're like, oh, we run Linux now. We're way better. We can't get malwared. I don't know what you guys have done, but at this point, I think you still have malware in the system. And when I'm looking at this roster, outside of Jordan Addison, Pack Full of Love, that'll be your defeat one day. Debo Samuel had a good week. Oh, man. This is actually a tough one because when I just glance across the rosters here, my heart would tend to lie with Skynet looking at the roster because you got Jamar Chase, but nobody can throw him the ball, and DK Metcalf. For a physical specimen like DK Metcalf, I would say based on his physicality and speed, he is definitely not what he probably should be or what people think he should be anyway. I'm taking Pack full love. You remain undefeated. Next we have. Here we go. Boy, we got a relative battle. We got A-Chan versus Brown Kids, and on this one, A-Chan's 127, projected 127 to 126. Brock Purdy, I guess he's going to play this week. This segment's also not sponsored by these people that are zero. It's actually weird. No, none of you guys are zeros. I only saw one at this point, and that's Jaden Savis, but you're taking the win this week. Excuse me. Boy, I just had to get my thirst down. My thirst was up, and then I drank that, and now I got my thirst down. You know what I mean? So, real quick numbers. You're only projected one to win by one, A-Chan, but, looking at your team, now Amarion Hampton does not have anybody competing with him. Malik Neighbors, I don't know. I mean, he had a giant game, and then he didn't. Your T. Higgins is not good. Mark Andrews caught some passes the other day. Devonta Smith, for memory, I think he had a pretty big week. Kind of evenly matched, but your receivers, Brown Kids, are unbelievable. And, you got Jordan Mason. God, I hate to do this, but, I think you pull this one out. A-Chan, sorry, not this week. I want to pick you, but it's also against somebody else who I always say. But when I'm just looking at the roster, I just think he's got a better lineup. That's it, man. I'm taking you. Chase. That's you. You got to win this week. You're going to go 2-2. You both will have the same record at the end of this week, I believe. Then we have Little Penix versus Son of a Besh. It's Besh, everybody. I looked it up right before this. The prediction is the 3-0 Son of a Besh is 129 versus Little Penix at 114. I still think Caleb Williams is a joke, but maybe fantasy-wise he's not, I don't guess. Seems to be doing good. Looking at this roster here, you have a string of wide receivers. You only have 2 running backs. So in your flex positions, I just feel like, it's a little suspect. But then again, I'm looking at a flex position for Little Penix, who's a tight end, for a guy I've never heard of, Brenton Strange. I think what's happening here is that your favorite team's Jacksonville, and you're like, oh, man, I'm going to pick this guy. Oh, man, you guys proved me wrong last week, okay? The Hagers, you stuck together. You proved me wrong. I wanted to say that you're going to win this week. Just looking at your roster, it's a terrible roster. Son of a Best, you remain undefeated. You win this one. You're probably going to win it by, I'm going to go 15. That's a pretty good amount. I'm going to take the actual projection. I think you won by 15 this week. And then we have Young Ho versus Kick and Bass. Young Ho, you're 0-3. It's not your fault. You actually have really good players on your lineup. I don't know why it's not computing. I don't have any idea. Kick and Bass, solid week. Your running back core, who I would have never taken at the first of the year, has really been solid. I think A.J. Brown, I think he had a good week. Maybe his last week. Waddle still suspect. Hunter Henry is the number 1 wide receiver in the league. Honestly, your roster looks good. I normally don't go with ESPN projections solely, but because you're projected to win by so much. Kick and Bass, I think you go 500 this week, Harrison. I think you get 2 in a row. And so, good for you. I don't know if you make good grades at school, but you're making good roster decisions here. Young Ho, I don't know if you – actually, I do know. I don't know if you actually make good grades or if you've been scamming in that book club, because I remember going to all the not the ceremonies. What do you call them? What do you call those things? At school when they let you out. Seriously? I'm drawing a blank. What do you call those things? Not a meeting. Whatever. We're going to call it a little kid's schoolhouse meeting, where the parents show up. This is unbelievable. This is a very simple word to remember, and I am just completely drawing a blank. They're not ceremonies. They're not little kid meetings. Assembly. Assembly? Let's go with that. They have an assembly at school, and you're always in this book club acting like you read 12,000 books a semester. I don't believe that for a second. I don't think a lot of parents do. But, so I'm assuming that you're smart based on that number, because even if you read like 100th, is this even I can't even do the numbers. I can't even break it down that small. I'm not even smart enough to break it down that small. If you read a tenth of the books they said that you read, you got to be smart, because that's like, what I say, 12,000 books, and you claim you read 40,000 books a semester, something like that. Doesn't matter. Listen, get your life together. You're 0-3. Okay, 0-3. Once again, do I think that one day, if you decide to ever actually go train MMA, that you're going to be a world champion? Yeah, of course I do. But this is not your game right now. Harrison, welcome to the 500 Club. Okay, love everybody. I'll see you, and have the best good week.